What I can do, guys, is work on some dirty boxing, some clinching, and fighting out of the clinch, dirty boxing, grappling from the clinch, not just grappling per se, but striking too. Okay, so we're fighting with strikes. The first thing I want you to learn is an overwrap, where we're clinched like this, and I'm just going to overwrap his arm like that. Let's go over the top, so go on this side. Overwrap. If he's got like a wimpy, noodly arm, no one was probably really going to do that in practice, but your partner might kind of let your arm go limp, like this. If he does that, no one's really going to do that in real life. The move I'm showing you won't work. But if he does that, you're just going to go to his back anyway. Okay. So when I go overwrap, you need a real man's arm in there. That's what I'm saying. Okay. So we got this clinch right here. I'm going to overwrap right here. And my next move, I'm just going to trap this wrist. I'm going to hold it for long. I don't care, because all I want to do is immobilize him for a second so I can rip in a few shots. He's going to get his hand away eventually, and then I'm going to use bicep control or something to pick this up. Maybe I'll get it. Maybe I'll get it a second time. Rip in a few shots. Yes, I'm back to here again. Okay. So it's just a way to sort of momentarily immobilize his body, immobilize his arms. You see, I can grip it like this. Sometimes I'll get it like this. It doesn't matter. This is my position. If I can press it again, I press it against my body. Press him against the wall. I can rip a few shots before he gets his arm free. I can also, if I get this pretty tight, I can take this foot here and step down here in between his legs, or a little bit across, but probably right here is better. Put my knee down. That's this position right here. When you get a good ground and pound position here. Okay. All right. So the first one we're doing is the overwrap. So we're going to clinch like this. I'm going to overwrap an arm. See. Before you get control of this wrist, you want to control this bicep, because he can hit me with this hand. I'm going to control here with the bicep. Right here. When I get the opportunity, I'm going to get that wrist. Now I got a good pin here. Bam, bam. Grip a few times. Get the bicep control. If he gets his grip away. You can also get the grip again. Put the knee right over here. Drop the knee down right here. He has to come. He has nothing to break fall with right here. This is a good pin position here. And I can have some fun. Some shots. Okay, so let's try that first one. All right, so we did this. We did the overwrap. And you make sure when you do the overwrap, make sure, watch out for this. It's all over. We have a beautiful overwrap and get plastered with the right hand, and it's all over. So when I go overwrap, like this, make sure you control this far bicep, even if we're out here moving around. So I got this bicep here. I've got the advantage here. I've got one arm wrapped. I'm a little bit lower than him, so in a real fight I can give him one of these love taps here. He's trying to get this free. When I get the opportunity, though, I'm going to feed it. That's when I'll get that catch. You got to pin with your body. You can pin it out here, like I said a while ago, right here, but it's not as strong, right? Right, Chad? Oh, yeah, that's a lot tighter here. Put my body up against it. Use my body by pressing his arm, sandwiching it in here, and now I can unload all kinds of shots. You just got to take it for a while until he gets his arm free. If he gets his arm free, then I'm going to go back to the bicep press again and start working my other stuff. It's a good shot too. Okay, so that's the overwrap. Let's talk about the underwrap. Underwrap comes the other way around. Instead of coming over his arm, of course, you're going to go under his arm and kind of grab onto his trap right here, like this. So we're in a clinch. I'm going to go underneath. I'm on top of these. I'm going to snake underneath and grab here. That's an underwrap, or we call it underhook. Underhook like this. So right here, circle under, underhook. Now we're going to do the first underhook is by taking our other hand. Notice I've always got this bicep control over here so it doesn't hit me. And when I get the opportunity, I'm going to take my hand here and control his head and pin it like this. This gives me a good opportunity to get some shots in. He can get my hand off for sure. I'm back here again. So I got my underhook, bicep control. When I get my opportunity, head control, rip, yeah, rip. He gets it off. Back to bicep control again. Okay? So underhook, bicep control over here. Get the opportunity. Feed his head over to this hand. See that? This way. Here like this. It'll work out here. Not as well. Most of this stuff works great when you're fighting against the barroom wall or the cage wall or whatever. So here I can rip a few shots in. Yeah, rip him here. He gets it free. And I'm back to this one. I'm ready to go again. See? Rip, rip. Oh, there. See? That's again. So that's underhook number one. is head back. Underhook number 2 is head down. So I go like this, bicep control. This is my default position. Instead of pushing his head back, what I'm going to do is pull his head down the opposite way. So these are complementary. I go like this, I can go like this, or I can go like this. Then I'm going to underhook on the other side. Shoot it right in here, and I'm going to lock my arms. Like this. Now I can knee. All right. Boom. Boom. Stand up against the wall. It's hard for him to get out of this one, even more so than the other one. So I go underhook, bicep control. We've got head back, rip, rip. He gets the hand off. That's fine. I'm back to bicep control. Now I go head down, snake it in here. Yes. Bam, bam. Like that. Just like that. Okay? Underhook. All right, so just to let you guys know, I think most of you guys know this already, but just to remind you probably, of what you can do from either one of these. So I got this wrap and this bicep control. I have good control, especially when we're up against the wall, but even out here sometimes too. All right. So just keep your mind open on what you can do offensively from here. Obviously the headbutt's right here. I'm lower than him. I got his arms trapped. I can just jam this thing in all day. Also, another great shot is the knee to the thigh. That's a good one. You can slam here, you can slam here. Doesn't matter. Maybe I've got the underhook too. As long as I got these two arms control with one of the hooks and the bicep control. You can slam shots here. Boom, and get underneath him here and slam up. You also got the good old-fashioned foot stomp, especially if you have boots on. That's nice. Groin shots and all kinds of stuff. So you got some good options. The next one I want to show you is the collar tie. Take your typical Muay Thai clinch, and then take one arm off and step off and sort of step off to the side. This is what I mean by a collar tie right here. I can rip him with shots here with this hand. Yeah, he can block, but it's a little bit difficult for him to turn towards me because of this. So even if we're out here, let's say I get my clinch here and I turn off. He can't turn away from me. If he turns away from me, go ahead. See, then I'm on his back. That's no good. So he wants to turn towards me. That's hard too because my forearm's in his face. So I can just move around. I can rip some shots. If he does get towards me, I can actually just switch sides. Rip and rip. Switching sides, rip and rip. That's all I want you to do this round. Switch sides, rip, rip. Make sure you hook here. Use your forearm. Rip. You can rip with your fist, elbow, knee. Doesn't matter. If he turns towards me, see this hand come in. There's the other side. Rip, rip. You want to go to Muay Thai for a second? That's cool. Step over here and rip, rip. So the Muay Thai is kind of in the middle here. Collar tie, punch. Muay Thai. Collar tie over here. Okay? That's all I want you to do. Because this guy just kind of moves around for one round. You practice the collar tie and striking out of that. All right? All right. Another ways of control: arm drag and duck under. Arm drag and duck under. In grappling, it's okay to be out here, like kind of out here. And I'm going to grab his wrist, and I'm going to reach over here, and I'm going to pull this elbow as I sort of drop my body weight, so he kind of almost bumps shoulders. You see, and then I can get around behind him. See? Okay, so that's our typical arm drag. For grappling, it's okay to be, right here and sort of hit an arm drag right there. That's fine. Real fighting, what if I do this? Or worse, what if I do this? See? Plow it. Yeah, so we got to be careful of that. So you got to be careful when you use the arm drag. Use it in tight, though, it's okay. So if we're real fighting here, and I'm in tight, I can find this. See how my head's tight? I don't leave a gap. I don't want him to headbutt me. So I keep my head tight here. I'm going to find this wrist, and then I'm going to cup this elbow. See, I'm never in danger of the punch now. See, I'm too close. He doesn't have much punch, as you can see, the whole time, and then I'm on his back. So if I'm in close like this, I'm going to find the wrist. My head's not out here and exposed, see? Right here. Just find the wrist, cup the elbow, and pull it across. You get behind him. I like this grip here. It's called a seatbelt grip. I like this a lot. Might just get this. I think this is a little better. You can really start going for a choke. So right here, don't do it far away for this. For grappling, this is okay. Real fighting, stay close. This is too much space to get the headbutt. Just keep it close. Get a wrist control. Come over. Keep your body pressing forward. And real quickly, boom, pull that elbow across and hit and get the back. Elbow. Wrist, cup the elbow on the opposite side. This is what it looks. Wrist, 1, 2, pull and turn him. Get the back. Do it tight. Wrist, elbow. See, let's do it tight. And the next one's a duck under. We're right here, we're also tight. Push the arm up to make a little bit of a hole, just enough to stick your head under there. Then I can get his back. See, so we're right here. Pop the elbow up a little bit, stick your head in there and stick it up. Don't have it right here where you can get guillotined. Yeah, okay. So don't put your head like this. Here in the clinch, make a hole, look up at the ceiling. Now you're behind it. Okay, so there are two ways to get behind the guy. It's kind of like over the top of his arm and under his arm. See? Over the top of his arm with the arm drag, under his arm with the duck under. And you can do it on me. He goes duck under, you know duck under. Off it up and stick your head in there. Hit. And we can square up and I duck under him. He ducks under me. And I arm drag him. And he arm drags me. Yeah, like this. Grab the wrist. Pull it up. Boom. Yes. We square up. And I arm drag him. And he can duck under or arm drag me. That's what I want you to do is go back and forth. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just talk about different ways to control the guy in a clinch. When we get a clinch, I can get wrist control. This is pretty good. You know, obviously I got this kind of stuff. So wrist control is good. Bicep control is good. So I got my hands on his biceps. So we got wrist, biceps, neck. It's good for Muay Thai. Also, you want the body. This can be good too. So wrist, biceps, neck, body. Okay? Yeah, 4. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, climbing up, 4. Okay? And he wants those controls too. So what I want you to do, what I want you to do is wrestle for this position. So we'll start here. I grab his wrist, he grabs mine. Yeah. Maybe I get my, what do I do? How do I get out of this? Who knows? Grabs my wrist, what can I do? What can I do, Noelio? Help me out. What can I do?
Try the other one.
That?
Yeah.
That can work. You can do this, what they call a slap off. See that? Hang on tight. See, this is kind of cool. Sometimes they forget they're still holding one. That's one you can do. What's another one, Steven? Come on. Yeah, exactly. Self-defense 101. You can always circle against the thumb. Circle out, circle out. So he grabs my wrist. Circle out, circle out. I grab his wrist. He can circle out too against the thumb. He grabs up here. Circle down. That's classic. Okay. So you got wrist control, bicep control. No bicep. Pretty easy. Just you can kind of pull your arm back and get it out. And get him. He can do the same thing. That one's not so hard. We talk about this all the time in Muay Thai class. He gets my neck. What can I do? I could snake in. I could push this out. Get my grip. You can get it back. What else can I do here?
Push the side. Sandwich.
Elbow sandwich. What about this one? Easy simple one. Head push. It takes away his knees. Or a double hand push. Makes you not want to hang on anymore. It's easy to get this off. Okay? So he grabs my neck. I can push his head. What if he gets my body? Body lock. What can I do? What can I do? Richard? Help me out.
Elbow.
Elbow
Face.
Good elbow. A little bit close.
Headbutt.
You could headbutt. Yeah, I could make the space headbutt. Or just I want to be a little bit nicer. I push his head again. Like Brett said. Push his head. See, hands here. Sorry, hang on. Go here. Yeah, right, box it. Okay, so here's what I want you to do is just sort of wrestle. We're just going to start here, and we're going to fight for those positions, the 4. The wrist, the elbows, the neck, the body. He's going to be fighting back, and now we know the positions and the counters. So we're going to see how long I can hold it. Yeah. Let's see how long he can hold my wrist. I'm going to try to get it off. Yeah. See how long I can hold it. There, he got his counter in. Wrist grab. That's what I want you to do. Is fight for those positions. Try to hold them, try to counter them. Okay, that's all I want you to do. All right. Okay, so guys, I want to work from the clinch here, and a lot of times what happens is if you're in the clinch, you may just want to pull the guy's head down and try to lock on a guillotine. A lot of times what happens is this arm gets stuck in here. You know, either just for the clinch or maybe he just shot in. You know, he shoots in. You try to get a guillotine, but doggone it, the arm gets stuck in there, and then it's hard to finish the guillotine with the arm stuck in there. So one thing you can do, either way, whether I'm just in the clinch and I just sort of pull his head down and go for the guillotine, his arm gets stuck, or just from the shot. Either way, what I want you to do to get behind the back is simply take this elbow and feed it to this hand like that. So instead of, don't waste your energy on the guillotine so much, just pass this elbow and hug it right there. This opens this line up here, of course, like that. So I can stand behind like this, and I can get my grip here. My seat grip. So from the guillotine position right here, especially when he's shooting, his hands are going to be right there anyway. Right. What you have to do is sort of break this grip a little bit. And feed that grip right there. I'm going to spin to the back, lock this seatbelt grip in, and you can start working the rear choke, of course. Okay. So that's the first one. Second one, with this position right here, instead of going for this arm drag here from the guillotine, this guillotine arm drag, what you're going to do is simply go for the bravo. So he's right here. What I'm going to do like this is simply push my hand up this way. Come on the other side. So instead of going guillotine, come through here with a bravo, push his head in like this. Boom, just like this. Lock this hand up just like that. You can go down with it if you want to. This will be my bravo choke, okay? Try to stay on top. Try to stay on top. So from the clinch, you can go straight to bravo without even thinking about guillotine. So I'm right here. Just up here. So I'm right here. I'm going to pull his head down, boom, stick this arm in deep. Lock this in just like that. Okay, get the bravo. Just like, we've done this before. He's on his knees, yeah. Sometimes I teach this sacrifice bravo where I fall off. Actually, I fall off to one side and I shoot this arm in as deep as it'll go. Going the other way. I fall over here, shoot this arm in, and lock up the bravo. That's a good little drill for the ground. Same thing standing up. Just to pull his head down, come behind this, shoot this arm in, lock this bravo just like that. On the other side, head down. Remember, the arm has to go up as high as possible here, high up as possible. Lock up the bravo. Okay, so back to the beginning. We've got the guillotine with the arm stuck in there. Can't finish the guillotine, just pass it off as a type of arm drag. Get behind him. Second one, pull his head down. Same sort of position, but we're going to insert this arm right here. And then just push his head down and insert the arm up as high as you can. Lock the bravo up. Okay, so let's try both. Neglected thing, I think, for people who are, want to learn how to fight. People want to learn how to kickbox, and that's great. And they want to learn how to grapple, and that's great too. But a lot of fights are won and lost right here. You know what I mean? So you got to learn how to fight here, both in your striking and your grappling. Let's talk about two ways that I like to use to get to the guy's back. I've used this move here. It's so simple, but who cares? I've used this move 12 times in street fights when I was a bouncer. Worked every time. Okay? Works great from a clinch. So what I'm going to do, we're clinched here. What I have to get is I have to get an arm on top. Just a second. I'll show you. What I have to get is an arm on top. So from our clinch here, I just need an arm on top so I can shove this arm across at the same time. I'm going to push this shoulder like this. This is a great way to get behind somebody. If you ever fight a drunk, they spin a lot. I had one guy spin 360 on me. I went like this, and yeah, he's going all the way back. I wasn't tight enough, so be careful of that. But drunks do spin pretty easy. But what you're going to do from the clinch here is you got to kind of pummel your way to where one arm's on top here, and the other arm's on the shoulder. I'm going to slow-mo here. I'm going to push the shoulder at the same time I push the elbow across. So it's this motion like this. That motion. You see where it puts him. See where it puts him in relation to my arm. That's great for rear choke. Okay. So get the clinch and practice. Just lock up the clinch and push the shoulder, pull the elbow. So clinch like this. Boom. Okay. Clinch here. Yeah. Yes. Right there. Boom. So it's simply just pulling the elbow, pushing the shoulder. Be careful it doesn't get stuck on your body. If I go, yeah, so you can get stuck there. Make sure it's got to clear. Yeah. And then right here, keep him bent off backwards. Don't let him get his base, or he'll throw you over. So keep him off balance or something. Okay. All right. That's the first one. The next one, what's called the shot put. It's another way to get behind the guy. So I'm going to start right here, just like a track and field shot put. I'm going to get my underhook, and I'm going to step here, and I'm going to shove off this way. I'm throwing my shot that way. So I get the underhook, boom, get his back just like that. All right, so right here, underhook, step, and then turn and throw the shot. Let's see, okay, underhook, step it, shot. Okay, so the two are shoulder pull, elbow pull, rear choke, or underhook, shot. Okay, try those two guys. Ready? Watch this, guys. We're gonna fight from a clinch. So we're gonna be up against the wall. I want you to get an underhook. So basically, you're gonna reach one arm underneath and grab some trap. Grab some shoulder, just this grip here, just like this. Grab some trap, just like this. The other hand, you don't want to punch your face if it's real fight, so I want you to have a bicep control over here. So basically, I got underhook and other one stiff on the bicep control. This is what I want you to do. I call a handcuff. When you come out here just a little bit. One thing you can do, the first one before I get into the handcuff one is once I'm here, if you're quick enough, I can get this snap down when I lock my hands here. Now I could put my hand right here, pull his head down and get a knee, but I could also get this hold right here, where I can kind of lock my hands together, and he's in kind of a shoulder lock here. Don't underestimate this move because it's pretty powerful. So I'm here, I can go here to the knee, that kind of pulls his head down, gets him distracted a little bit, gets his head down, gets his shoulder down, and when I lock here, this is pretty powerful right here. You can almost just take the guy straight down, and you're in a good spot here. As a matter of fact, you can even lock it up. So when I go here, bicep control, switch off to the head, soften him up a little bit, get this, and put some pressure up on his arm. A little bit of a shoulder lock. He'll go down right here. If you're good with your jiu-jitsu, you can lock up the Kimura lock just from right there. And the vice over, and you start from the clinch. That's the first one. So I go under hook, bicep control, soften him up, lock, raise. You can drive him down. If you want to, you can finish with some knees, or you can finish with a Kimura lock or something like that. That's the first one. The second one is the handcuff move I mentioned. Same position here. If you've got just a little bit of space, maybe you're against the wall like this, you need to make a little bit of space, or maybe you're already out here, that's cool. But what I want you to do is push the hand back here a little bit and feed it off to this hand. Like this. Okay? And once you get this handcuff grip here, it's good to get a head control. Head control like this, or head control like this. It's very, very tight. It's difficult for Cody to get out of here. He might be able to weasel this arm like up and over, but then I'm just on his back. Even if he could get that, it wouldn't help him that much. So I go underhook here, bicep control. You could have this hand right here on his hip too. So from here to here, and it's kind of, what I'm doing now is I'm kind of waiting for it. Once I get this bicep control, find the wrist and feed it. And strong, pull it up tight. It's a little bit loosey-goosey until you put the head control in. Pull the whole head here and pull this arm up like this. He's in a lot of trouble now. Slam. Or I can switch over here. Same difference. It's very good control. Right on his head in the wall. Okay? Alright, so underhook number one, like I mentioned, slam, take the shoulder lock, just push it, lift it up like this, take it to the ground. Number two, underhook, bicep control, get the wrist. If you want to, this hand can be over here on the hip for a second, waiting, or you can just move it real quickly. But from the bicep control, control the wrist, bang, get the hand. Just like this, guys. And then get the head. This is my handcuff control right here. Very difficult to get out of. He's not going to get out of it until he takes a whole lot of damage. Maybe he'll weasel out and fire, but he had to eat a lot of damage to get that. Let's try that for one round. Okay, we're going to work on fighting out of a clinch. Right now I'm going to start from Muay Thai clinch, but we can work in any kind of clinch where I've got his head, arms, body, a lot of different ways to get grips, okay? A lot of different ways, but we're in this sort of grappling slash Muay Thai clinch. Sometimes they call it dirty boxing because you're finding a way to hold and hit, trying to punch out of this clinch, okay? That's what we're working. What I want you to do now is a very simple thing. You just simply get your Muay Thai grip right here. And I want you to think about the guillotine. A lot of people are good about getting guillotines when someone just sticks their head right in there, okay? Then I can get the guillotine to make sure you get his arm stuck, his head stuck in here, your wrist here. And I'm going to grab my own wrist and lift it up. Okay, so try to keep this parallel and lift it straight up. So a lot of people are good at getting the guillotine when the guy sticks his head in there, but what I want you to do now is be a little bit forceful with it. So when Charlie and I are fighting in the clinch, I'm going to grab his head and pull it down there. And then I'm going to lock the guillotine up. So it could be from a situation where I'm working my knee shots here. Okay, I'm working my knees. He's probably blocking them, right? Yeah, he's probably exactly got his hands down there, blocking them. It's an ideal time for me to come right here on top of his head, snap it down, and then lock in that guillotine. Like this, and just lift it straight up. Okay, so we're going to grip here. Just throw a couple of knee shots. When you think you're going to catch him by surprise, sort of push the top of his head down, snap it down, and get that in there. Lock that guillotine in. Don't get an arm stuck in there. It's all neck. All neck right there. So knee, snap the head down, boom. Get the guillotine, and then lift straight up. All right, next one. You get this from the Muay Thai clinch here, or you can do what we call a single collar ties, where I just sort of remove one hand and step off to the side like this. Okay, I got this head. It's almost like it's a Muay Thai grip, but come off to the side like this. This is good because I can rip some shots in here, my single collar tie, and I can kind of control his head. If he comes back at me, I might switch sides and go the other side, so I can rip some shots. So either from here or here is good, okay, for this next move. What I'm going to do, I'm going to start like this. Let's take it from the single collar tie, it's a little bit easier. I come here, I'm going to rip some shots. Right here, if you notice the neck, if I twist his neck this way, resist a little bit, Charlie, like directly sideways, it's kind of tight. It's also kind of tight if I go directly back. But if you go sort of in the middle, up at an angle, it's a lot harder for Charlie to resist. So they call this move the rodeo takedown. You know how those cowboys take those big steers down? So I'm going to take Charlie down. So I got here, I can throw my shots from the Thai clinch here. I can break off here and pop him here. Once I get the opportunity, I'm going to shoot in. This hand right here is going to shoot in and catch his chin, and my body stays tight right here. This is the position, just like this. It's very strong. I got the top of his head close to my body, and I'm pushing his chin. And he's got no choice but to go. Yes, this is my takedown. I can get on top and finish. Okay? So here we go again. From the Muay Thai clinch, or breaking off to the side of the single collar tie, rip, and just shoot this hand. Just shoot this hand right, once you pop him here one time or two, shoot this hand right across his chin. That's the position, yes. And keep it tight. Out here is weak for you. You can move his head all around. I squeeze his head tight to my chest, and then I can just turn my body. He's going to have to come down. He's going to have to come down. And I can put some hurt on him. Okay, so one more time. Clinch here, you can knee. I can do from right here, look. There it is, there's a position here. Right. So knee here, come right here, boom, that's it. So from your Thai clinch, you can just drop this palm down right here, put it here, squeeze his head tight and twist. You can send him his chiropractic bill later. Or I can just break off here and rip some shots, and then hit this one right there, yeah, and I've got it tight now. Come in here, boom, keep it tight, turn your body. Take it. Be careful on this because you could hurt your partner's neck. And just simply step back and careful. Okay, let's try that, guys. One, next couple I've got here, and I'm throwing some knees at Charlie. A lot of guys will really sort of bear down trying to block your knees. So we're fighting in a clinch here, and I'm on a knee, and you're really bearing down trying to block my knees. What you can do if you feel like his weight is really far forward, because he's really intent on blocking your knees, I can move this leg out of the way and snap his head down. Sorry, Charlie, I should have warned you.
Yeah, that's cool.
I can snap his head down. This gives me, of course, a great advantage, whether I want to kick or whether I want to punch or whatever. Okay? So when I go knees here, I go knee, knee. I feel like, man, his weight's really down. I can step back out of the way and shove his head down. And I really get some good shots off. Okay? So the first one is the head snap. Now I'm from my knee, knee, step back and slam it down and get your shot off that way. The second one, I'm throwing knees like this. He's blocking them. Especially when guys start putting their arms down like this. We all know in grappling, if you can get this arm drag right, hold his wrist and pull his elbow and get his back. Okay? Arm drag either way. I could arm drag him from here if I had his wrist. But it might be kind of hard because you're throwing your knees. So what you're going to do instead, his arms are down there blocking my knees. I'm just going to sort of take the arm drag by only slapping the elbow. Slap it here and go. Same thing as if I had arm drag, but I don't need the wrist now. So I go knee and knee, slap this across, and now I can get behind it. All right? So knee, 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 there it is. Slap it across. Now I can get my seatbelt grip if I want to. I got my seatbelt grip. I've also got the slam dunk, which I like, where I come underneath his chin. This is a strong grip. It's just like a Muay Thai grip, only backwards. Like this. Under his chin. Pretty strong, huh?
Yeah.
All right, be careful. All I gotta do is walk backwards. Okay. All right, so you can get that from the arm drag. Of course, from the arm, any kind of arm drag, you can always go right into the choke too. So I'm going knee, knee, push this aside, get the rear grip, or if I feel like it, just come right underneath the chin with this grip right here. Both palms cupping underneath the chin, and my forearms are right here on his traps. This position, it's very strong. I mean, you can take a big guy down because his balance is just way off. So I call it the slam dunk. So in real life, I can just slam his head on the ground. So like this, I'm just going to step back out of the way. Okay? So, knee again. There, the first one, he got his weight forward. I'm going to snap his head down. Hit it. Okay? Second one, he's got his arms down. I'm going to smack this across. Could go to the seatbelt grip or could just come underneath the chin with this grip right here. Take him down. Okay? Try those guys. Okay, think about this. Right here in this clinch. And what I'm going to do is, if I did nothing more than this, I get one arm on his neck, we're in a clinch, I got one arm on his neck, and I just sort of push his head this way and step this way. So it'd be like this. So I'm here, I'm going to push his head and step. Just that much right here. So I got to control here. Push his head. Yeah, that's all I'm talking about. That's the initial part of this move. So we're fighting a clinch here. Push his head and step. Right at a 45-degree angle this way. Notice how his body has to move. Because I've got, head control, that old martial arts principle where the head goes, the body follows. So I push his head that way, and it's almost like I'm running that way. We clench up, I'm going to push his head and run this way. Now, see what he had to do here. When you start here, I push his head and run. He has to step back to catch his balance. So now what if I knee tap at the same time? So when I push this way and step this way, I chop here with my hand. Like this. Yes, that's what I want with my knee tap. All right. So here in the clinch, I'm going to push his head. So we're sort of chest to chest. I'm going to step forward as I push his head, as I knee tap. This right here. It's almost like a clothesline right here. This stops him from catching his balance, and I can just take him down from here. And I'm in a good position. So here I'm going to boom, knee tap. Sometimes this can happen. I go knee tap here. I don't quite get it. He steps back. That's fine. Look, boom, go knee tap the other way. All right, so you go knee tap, go on both sides. So I'm here. You can practice. If you don't want to take the guy down each time, you can just practice it just like this. Shove his head over his leg, but then stop that leg from traveling. That's it. So I can hit it here. If he wants to step back, step back. Yes, I go boom, other side. Okay. Knee tap, put them down. All right, let's try that, guys. Last technique of the day here. Same thing. All I want you to do is just drill this. So I showed you this was the position. That's the position right there. So once I'm from here, I'm going to go here. What I want you to do is just simply just lob a couple of knees. His hands are going to probably defend his body, like most people do, of course. I'm throwing hard knees at his belly. So I want you to just go slam, slam, pop it. Don't take him down. Slam, slam, pop it. Obviously, you're probably going to be attacking the front leg. If you had the other leg forward, of course, I'm going to go that side. Slam, slam, pop. Whichever leg, yeah. And maybe if you're this guy, it'd be a good idea just to occasionally switch your lead. So it lets me work both. So for one round, I just want you to go 2 knees and then the knee tap. 2 knees, knee tap. Okay? We're going to do that for 1 round each. All right, good. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to work on clinch sparring. And what I wanted you to concentrate on is you're going to be doing your Muay Thai stuff as normal, the knees and the elbow and all that stuff. But I also want you to work on dirty boxing, where you pull over here, you work some shots. There are different ways to tie up a guy's face. If you're going to do an under wrap and you want to control the head, get some shots here. I could do an underhook and pull his head down and get this. A lot of different ways to tie the guy up with this dirty boxing stuff in here. So it's not just strictly Muay Thai, you know what I'm saying? It's Muay Thai plus dirty boxing, holding and hitting. It's also wrestling. You're going to go in for takedowns. You can go for other kind of throws. And I want you to keep it tight. So the range, this sort of neglected range that we're trying to work on here is the clinch range. So if you break off here, save the kickboxing for later. I don't want us to be out here and start kickboxing here, okay? Just if you get this distance, just go ahead and just re-clinch here. We're learning how to fight from this very close range. We're using the wall here to help maintain the range. Obviously, fights can take place in a clinch out here too, okay? But a lot of times out here, because there's so much room, I guess, that it ends up being separated and turning more into a kickboxing match. We want to try to maintain that by primarily being on the wall here. So I'm on the wall. This is the kind of the pace like this. We're working our shots. You can also work in any kind of grappling. You want to pull his head down and guillotine. You want to do arm drag, choke. All this is wide open. Even if you want to practice your street fighting a little bit, be careful with that. Stuff like this. It's just whatever the goal is. The range of tools is wide open here. Okay. It's okay to come out here a little bit. Practice out here. You know. This is the pace. Yes. Take down. It's all this stuff. Okay. Just try to maintain that clinch range. And that's basically it. We're going to do several rounds. Okay. All right. Just spread out and go.
Thank you.